Hello, ladies, gents, boys and girls, and welcome back to X-Plane 12. Re-downloaded it recently. We're just in the Zibo Mod 737 today with default scenery, whatever you get with X-Plane. No additions. I wanted to see what the new update was like and show it to you. Of course, we're back in the Zibo Mod 737. Ryanair, we're at Brussels South or Charleroi, whatever it's called, the cheapo version of Brussels Airport, and we're going to be heading over to Manchester for this flight. So hopefully it's going to be a good one. There might be a few hiccups as we get down, as it's my first time back in X-Plane in a while. So we'll just jump in and let's see what happens. If anything goes bad, I'll show you. If it's great, I'll show you as well. Flight time 1 hour and 15 minutes. Like I said, everything that you see in today's video was completely free. Hello and welcome into the flight deck. Right, so we'll go into the overhead panel. We've got the IRSs to the nav position and one fuel pump on. And we'll get the window heats on, electric and hydraulic pumps, lights are on, trim air's on. That's everything. We'll jump into the FMC and we'll go pause in it. Next page, GPS left, pop that into the IRS position. We're at Echo Bravo. I think it's Charlie India. We'll just go on sim brief, and it is Charlie India. We're at gate 58, and we'll go route, and we're going to Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, and we are Ryanair 2 Yankee Alpha on runway 06 today. Start the boarding.
2E fly.
And we'll make sure it is definitely Ryanair.
Ryanair.
And we'll go for departures. 06 on the Civ 5 X-ray. Route activate. We'll go routes, next page, and we're going to have to fill it in all manually. Back to the good old days. So it's Upper Yankee 50 to Lumen. From there, it's the Lima 610, and that's going to be Lambourne. From Lambourne, we're going to go up in November 57, and that'll be to Welling. I'll pop Welling in, and then it's the Airway Tango 420. That's in there, and the Tango 420 to Elboz. And then our arrival into Manchester. So our arrival into Manchester is ILS 23 right. And on the Elvo 1 mic. And just to double check that it's not via the Manchester VOR, which I do not believe it is. Let's see that with legs. Check on Avi tab. And Echo Bravo Charlie India. That's it's quite windy here today with 1019 as the QNH. And that's all plugged in. We'll get the yaw damper on, get the APU started. Weight balance. The payload total today is going to be 12,000 or 13,100. Insert that. That'll load slowly in the fuel today with reserves. 6,900. We need 6.7 for takeoff to be legal to go. Body brake RTO. Reset the fuel. Left flight director, right flight director on. And we'll put some fixed rings in for 23 left, or 23 right, sorry. /4 miles, /10 miles, and top of descent /115. In reference, we go route performance, and now we'll get the Navigraph charts up. This is one of the only things it's a bit funky with X-Plane. Most of the aeroplanes don't come with like SimBrief integration as you know it in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so you'd have to use the software outside, which is a bit clunky and annoying, but it does the job. So we're here at Brussels South, and the SID we want is going to be the SID 5 X-ray, SID 6 X-ray, whatever that is. That's the correct one. So no altitude or speed restriction, but it does want a top altitude of 4,000 feet. So it's a left-hand turn to the first waypoint, and then another left-hand turn to the Charlie India Victor VOR. And 4,000 feet, fueling's complete. Get the seatbelt sign on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see the seatbelt lights flash on and off. It's also an indication for you to actually make
Here's
sure
our taxi.
that your seatbelt.
So I'm going to use the SimBrief integrated departure performance page today for the first time. So I'm going to use that on my iPad, and we'll have a look at what we get. So we're going to go Echo November 3, sorry. And the should be okay for there, shouldn't we? We're not very heavy today. Right, so the performance page, we're going up to 360. Cruise winds are 305, sorry, at 97. Very strong winds today. And the outside air temperature is going to be a positive 6 degrees. Execute that. N1 limits, and let's go to the performance page. So SimBrief, and let's get the okay, so we'll calculate that, and I've been given a takeoff. We can take off. Saying 0 wind though here at this airport, and it says the same on flight radar as well, so I don't know what's going on there. It's saying 0 wind, so that's strange, but it says we can take off with bleeds on, anti-ice off, derated takeoff, flaps 5, and so we'll go not flaps 5, 50 degrees selected temperature, 26k with a derated climb, flaps. We'll do this first though, so the winds are I can try and find the actual winds. No, it won't do that. We'll just do the winds going straight down the runway, because apparently there's no wind here, which is really strange. Runway heading is 64 degrees, and I don't know the slope. I like the PMDG performance calculators because it tells you the slope. So, but we'll just leave that anyway. We'll go previous page, flap 5, and the speeds it's giving us are going to be 136, 136, and the V2 is going to be 144. Trim should be 4.5 units, which it is. Lovely. That's the pre-flight takeoff complete. Right, so the tug's attaching. This is better pushback. You can find this on the X-Plane org forum. It's completely free and it's really, really good. It's exactly like the bar pushback tool in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it just works a little bit better. And we are ready to rock and roll.
Stow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
So, engine number 2 to ground. And we'll wait for the engines to the N2 to spool up to 25 and throw the fuel in. There is a built-in like head shaker G loader that they've called it. I'm going to keep it on for today just to see how it is, because I watched a video of someone using it and it looked quite good. So we'll continue with that. If it does get annoying, throw the fuel in very quickly. If it does get annoying and you don't want to see it anymore, just put in the comments below and I'll turn it off. So I do know that if you are watching it, it might give you a little bit of motion sickness maybe, because it is overdone slightly in some cases. And this is my first flight in X-Plane. I literally downloaded some stuff for it and downloaded the sim again. I hope they fix the winds in the flight, making the airplane roll left and right basically for the whole flight. Engine number 1 to ground. And we'll throw the fuel in. I didn't think it said 25 then, I thought it was stuck on 23. It's a bit blurry, the screen is, when you zoomed out a little bit. It's a bit annoying.
Operation complete. Set parking
So
brake.
set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Welcome on board this Ryanair flight. May we have your attention while we point out some of the safety features on this Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Please remove headphones during this demonstration. There are 8 emergency exits, each marked with a red exit sign. Draw past markings along the cabin aisle will illuminate in darkness and guide you to the nearest exit in an emergency. There are 4 main doors.
So disconnect the tug.
Cabin, one left and one right, and to the rear of the cabin, one left and one right. There are 4 overwing exits in the center of the cabin, 2 left and 2 right. Please note the nearest exit to you, which may be behind you. And
we'll go left gen, right gen, taxi light on, APU off, start switch is continuous, probe heats now on, left pack auto, right pack auto, isolation valve, and APU bleed off. We'll pressurise the aeroplane to 36,000 feet, which is our altitude today, and we'll blank the lower DU, and we'll go flaps position 5. So full right, neutral, left, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral now for the rudders, full left and full right. All flight controls are free and correct. Bypass pin's been shown, runway turn offs are on, parking brake off, and we'll taxi down to runway 06. there is November 3, ready for takeoff. Slow it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm still unsure about the head shaking. I might get used to it. And the strobe lights can come on now. TCAS to TARA. Let's rock and roll. So putting all my trust in the takeoff performance calculator to do an intersection departure from SimBrief. So if it goes wrong, it's their fault. It's not mine. But no, all seriousness, it's a great tool, especially for aircraft that don't have like performance calculators like the Zibo Mod. There's a 737 MAX coming out for X-Plane. I might have to get that. That might be cool to have. And I need to fiddle around with some settings to stop like the frames from going down. I'm getting like a steady 26, 27, which doesn't sound great, but for X-Plane that's quite good. But on approach, if it's anything like it was last time, it'll go down. So hopefully, let's ball them up to 40%. We'll find out soon. Chrono, TOGA. Release that forward pressure.
knots.
Throttle hold.
D1.
And pull through. And there's that dead band. Keep pulling.
Positive brake.
Airborne. Gear up. Now that was close. The performance calculation was bang on. But we did. It said 0 knots on the on everything that I checked, and we've got a very stiff tailwind, so it's definitely the wrong decision to go off runway 06. We'll continue anyway.
1,000.
1,000 feet. It flies so much nicer in X-Plane though, as compared to like the PMDG and anything I've flown in MFSS, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Couldn't speak then. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, there's just a feel about X-Plane. It feels heavy. I feel like I'm flying an actual aeroplane.
1,000 to go.
Check the charts, just double check there's no speed restriction for this turn. There's not, so we'll keep it at 210. But we will go up straight to our cruise of 360, no messing around today. Not on VATSIM. Right, flaps 1. Speed up to 220 knots. The plane standard first, but the plane seems a lot more stable than it was before. It's not been battered around by the winds. And that actually does look quite nice out there. And we'll go flaps up. This is what I like about X-Plane. I mean, all those wing effects are completely included with every single plane. It's brilliant. I mean, alright, it doesn't look the best. Like the ground textures and some stuff, but for what you get, what you're paying for, this is quite good. I mean, everything you see is free. Haven't done anything. The clouds look good. I mean, the ground textures need a little bit of work, don't they? Release the cabin crew, and going to go through this cloud. And that's really nice as well. Look at the sort of effects as you go through. Get the anti-ice on first. So that, in real life, that's what it would do. I mean, when you're in the cabin and you go through clouds, that's what you feel, that sort of juddering, and it's not too over the top. I mean, yeah, that's what you would get. Turn up the gain and stuff just to see if the weather radar, for some reason it's not working. I know the new update came out, but we're clearly going through a bit of weather here, aren't we? Might not be, I don't know. I'll leave it as it is. I know, breaking out soon. And that is basically it, guys, until we get into our descent. So I'll leave you with some climate cruise highlights, and I'll see you when we're descending into Manchester. Hello and welcome back into the flight deck. We are well and truly in our descent. Landing lights come on now. QNH 1016 plugged in. En route, not many problems. Just the swaying. I know it's quite windy and the UK is being battered by a little bit of a storm, but I flew in the real world yesterday and we went through this part of the world, and I can tell you now it wasn't this bumpy all the way down. And it was windier yesterday as well. It only got windy sort of when we started, you know, properly on the approach going through clouds. But as you can see, if you rewind the video to the time lapse I do of the cruise, the plane was rocking left and right at 36,000 feet. That's not realistic at all. We wouldn't be doing that constantly through the flight. We're going to head in select though, go 360 degrees, and we'll self-position ourselves onto the ILS here at Manchester. I've plugged in the minimums, approach courses, and ILS frequency already. But yeah, so far so good. Impressed. Got a level change as well, 240 knots. Impressed so far. Clouds look a lot better. Need some ground texture work and maybe a little bit done to how the wind behaves on the airplane. I mean, that might be a Zibo Mod problem. That might be a X-Plane 12 problem. I don't know. But yeah, get the anti-ice on. We'll see if I can remember how to land this thing. I know it's a lot of difference from flying the PMDG, so I mean, it doesn't look very good when you go through this mist sort of thing. This doesn't look too good, and this doesn't look very realistic either. I mean, I'm being very critical of the X-Plane here, but the one thing I will say is I'll guarantee you I'll like it when I disconnect. I've been looking forward to doing an arrival in X-Plane again. Next video, I think we'll jump back into X-Plane. I'm going to fly the 340. Now, I went down to Bournemouth a couple of weeks ago, the airport, and they have 340s there that do cargo for European air cargo. So I thought it's a short runway, so it'll be interesting. And they did a repositioning flight the other day from Cardiff over to Bournemouth, so we'll do that in the 340 tow list and see if I can land it. Be braking. And anti-ice off. We'll go legs, and we'll go direct to this waypoint here, and we'll go LNAV, match up the headings. I'll go flaps 1 to keep the speed. Yeah, I mean, the ground textures, they don't look too bad when you're up close. Like, that looks okay. It's more when you get up high and there's no depth. I think that's the real problem in Microsoft Flight Simulator, because it looks so real and it gives you depth. It looks like real terrain. And when you get close to it in X-Plane, when all the scenery loads in, like the trees and the 3D items, it does look really good. But when you're up at cruise, it looks absolutely abysmal. It looks dreadful. Get out to 190. Speed brake
1,000 to
out.
go.
There's a 1,000-foot call out horn. And it's really windy down on the ground at Manchester, so it's not gusting, but it's 19 knots. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. We're flat 5 now. And glide slope capture shortly. There's glide slope. And still can't see the runway. I am using the Boeing TCA yoke and throttles with the Thrustmaster T rudder set as well, so hopefully with the yoke it feels a lot better. So I can start to see the runway a little bit now. Now it's going again because the clouds appeared. Get the gear down shortly. And I mean, it's quite stable. It's windy, but it's stable. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, if this was Microsoft Flight Simulator, the plane would be dipping and diving everywhere to try and get the glide slope, and you'd be doing 1,000 foot per minute, and then you'd be doing 6 foot per minute. It's why I really like X-Plane. It does get the gear down. I don't know why it did all that then. But going back to the sort of flight dynamics, it just the experience is a lot better when you're in X-Plane. Right, start switch is continuous. And waiting on flaps 30. So 146 final approach speed. There you go. See, it looks a lot better down there with like the actual houses and stuff. Coming up on 1,000 foot. Disconnect the auto throttle, match up my throttles. Disconnect the autopilot. It's now my aeroplane, and I'm in control. 1,000 feet. And another thing about X-Plane, which is brilliant, the PAPIs and glide slope match up perfectly in each scenery. Bang on each one. That is one of my real big pet peeves in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The fact that the PAPIs will either be bang on or the ILS will be bang on, but you don't know because the PAPIs are wrong, and then sometimes both of them are absolutely wrong.
500.
500 foot. It is quite windy. Staying upwind,
400.
it's going to blow us onto the runway.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimum.
There's minimum, so we continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Close thrust levers, hold it there. Bang, right on the numbers. Speed brakes are up, reverses are now green. 215 foot per minute, that's not too bad. Maintaining centre line.
80 knots.
Manual braking. And we'll take the high speed. Manchester Air Traffic Control will be happy that we've made the first exit. So would Ryanair. But off we go. And like I said, landing, physics brilliant. In the real plane, you can feel the suspension when you touch down. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, the problem I have is when you touch down, it's just like a jolt and you're down. There's no sort of suspension physics really. Well, there is, but it's just not modelled correctly in all the planes. In this, you know when you're down. It's a smoother sort of transition. It's really nice. But welcome down to Manchester. Get the lights off. We'll taxi on over to our stand. Right, we'll get the APU on now. And we'll make a right turn here. I don't know where I'm going at Manchester. I'm not very familiar with the airport, so we'll just taxi on. So I know roughly where Ryanair park. So we'll take a right here, taxi straight on past the A380 terminal stand where the Emirates parks. And we'll take the nearest convenience stand on the left-hand side. This scenery, it's free, it's completely included, but it's by Aerosoft. If you go into the custom scenery folder, well, not just the scenery folder, you can see all the sceneries that are made by Aerosoft, and this is one of them. There's a couple of others, I think there's Nice and one more. But yeah, so we'll carry on taxiing straight, and we'll park up at the nearest convenience stand. Right, so we'll pull in here. And we'll just go for that stand ahead. I think this scenery is quite old, because I don't think the main bridges are there anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this part of the airport's all walk-in. I could be wrong. we'll pull in here. I mean, it doesn't look big enough for a 7.3, but we'll carry on. So we'll call it a day there. Set the parking brake. Engine 1 and 2 dead. And welcome down to Manchester. So guys, our return to X-Plane 12 is over for today's video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There's still some stuff with X-Plane that I'm not happy with, but a lot that I am. I think that they're in the right direction. And I was happy with today's flight and everything that happened. Like I said, everything in today's video was completely free. I didn't pay for a single thing, apart from the actual sim itself. If you want to see more X-Plane on the channel, let me know in the comments below. I think we'll try the A340 out next, because I really want to fly that. It's one of my favourite planes in any sim. If you want to see some more Zibo Mod content, or Tolis, I've got, oh actually, tell you what, we'll do the Flight Factor 777 as well. So that's come out of beta, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I mean, compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator is better in some aspects, but X-Plane's better in others. Like the landing physics, it just feels a lot better to take off and land, and they're the most fun things to do in the sim, I think, the takeoff and landing. So X-Plane wins on that. Hopefully soon with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 getting better, they can fix it, but I'm happy with X-Plane at the moment as well. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll see you again very soon in the next video.